Interpreting Superman. Now, I find this interesting because I see Superman sort of like the template superhero. Like, when I think of someone who's just a good guy, I think of Superman. He might have incredible strength and flight, but it doesn't make him corrupt with power. Rather, he is more grateful. Now, there's a lot of ways people can interpret Superman as well as pretty much any other hero like Batman or Spider-Man. I find there's a lot of adaptations I really like and could dig aspects of. I just don't really have any that are quite my ideal version of Superman. Superman's really up there with favorite DC heroes. And as a favorite straight-up superhero, he probably is my favorite. I feel like there are a lot of adaptations that reveal some character flaw or mannerism that just doesn't quite feel like Superman. Like in the Justice League Christmas episode, Superman gets fixated over his Kent parents implying that Santa isn't real, and it's like, I don't feel like Superman, as I picture him, would be as childish as this.
We used to wrap his presents in lead foil so he couldn't peek.
You mean Santa wrapped them?
Oh, of course, dear.
Like, it just feels kind of immature and a fact of life a lot of people would easily let go. Or maybe in a canon, Santa sort of does exist. And don't get me started on evil Superman adaptations like The Injustice Superman. I think that version of Superman's just my least favorite Superman, period. It's possible in his younger days there could be flaws to explore. My Adventures of Superman is generally soft boy. But I feel like there could be something there exploring bits of his isolation. Like the part where he says, I don't want to be alone.
I'm tired of being alone. I thought you might be too.
Yeah, I feel for you, dude. I feel like a really pure idea of Superman, which just exemplifies his good Boy Scout energy, which of all things is this anti-nicotine commercial. And Superman says, not so fast, nicotine. Throws him into air and gives a PSA about not smoking.
Not so fast, nicotine. If you want to go up fast, take one of these.
Like, I feel like something like that, as cheesy as that, perfectly exemplifies Superman. You know, just make him this awesome presence that's a little corny, but is ultimately just really good and really strong. I feel like some people interpreting Superman could get a little purist when it comes to idealizing, like, their ideal version of Superman. Max Landis has done numerous videos on Superman up to doing a fanfiction on him. I recall earlier on him describing Superman as like the one guy who didn't get to suffer. He was just made awesome. Wasn't inspired by tragedy like Batman or given a ring like Lantern. He just is.
It's more that no one gets what's special about Superman in a pop way. What's special about Superman is that his parents didn't fucking die. He's not a selfish post-traumatic sissy who needed to have his parents shot to death in front of him to understand that maybe you should help people and that crime is wrong and murder is bad. His Uncle Ben didn't need to be killed basically at his own hand to drive the point home that if you have superpowers, you should use them to help people. He didn't get stranded on a desert island. He didn't have a ring forced upon him that brought him into an intergalactic police force. He wasn't raised by Amazons. He didn't go up on a ship and get irradiated. He's just a guy from Kansas who has the best superpowers.
And it's like, there might be some meritability to that. Like, he's at least sort of up there. At the same time, I feel like there's gotta be a degree of struggle and isolation this guy should go through to be the guy he is. Plus, there's whole conversation revolving whether he loses his Kent parents. I think, if anything, it's kind of interesting Superman's that kind of superhero, where it's sort of flexible, where his parents are alive or dead. Whereas for people like Batman or Spider-Man, the parental figures have to be dead. For me, it's like, I'm flexible either way. I feel like maybe I'm an all-or-nothing approach. Like, either have them both around and Superman chilling with them, or have it where they both passed away while Superman was gone, which shows, like, the progression of aging and how Superman could live for a really long time. Anyway, Max Landis' later fanfiction goes a little off the rails, makes Superman really awkward with Lois, and also makes him a crazy killer, which I don't think Superman should do. I think Superman should be pretty firm on the no-killing rule. I recall, like, full-fat videos explaining how they think while Batman and Spider-Man should have no-kill rule, Superman should be more okay to kill, like Indiana Jones.
If Wolverine and Punisher are your killer superheroes, and Spider-Man and Batman are your heroes that refuse to kill no matter the cost, then characters like Superman and Cap and Iron Man are the ones that fit into the middle ground. They're not cold-blooded killers, they're Hollywood killers, like Indiana Jones.
Don't call me Junior.
You don't really think of Indy as a murderer before he's an archaeologist, right?
You're a teacher?
Part-time.
So these characters do kill, but it is never in cold blood.
And it's like, to me, I feel like Superman should be in a position where he shouldn't kill. Like, maybe be better with a role than even Batman. I'd be open to Superman being in a position like that, but generally nah. I look at something like All-Star Superman, and I mostly like that story. At the same time, I'll just say, it is Superman in his final moments, and I feel like there's other Superman stories to explore from. Okay, to touch on newest James Gunn's Superman movie. I mostly liked the movie. It's far from my ideal Superman. He's a little prone to yelling. I don't feel like the movie was nice enough with Krypto. You know, like, honestly, I find that the movie's, like, really messy. Like, there's just a lot going on and kind of unevenly structured. Brings me back to the Spider-Man 3 days in 2007, where that movie was a bit bloated. And since then, we've had a lot of other superhero movies that were pretty bloated, but people didn't seem to mind like Spider-Man 3. Part of it might be the interconnected universe angle. I think, honestly, I look at the way the movie's designed and I think this movie would have not worked nearly as well with anyone else other than Superman. Like, I sort of see this as Superman's special power. Movie could have so much going on. Stuff where it's like, do we really need this? But Superman is such a strong core. More people sort of vibe with it more. People bring up the movie as the kind of movie that could get people into Superman who normally don't like Superman, and it's like, okay, if it works for them. Maybe I like the movie in that aspect. Could see how it sort of evolves in later movies and such. Anyway, overall, I got a lot of ideas revolving around Superman, and honestly, a lot could evolve and change. I think that if anything, as of late, I've loosened up on my grip with Superman. Like, you know, I could look back on pieces of Superman media I've been more critical on, like the whole Santa Claus thing, and it's like, I don't know, maybe he's playing into it. A lot of ideas to grow and evolve. Maybe some fanfiction-y ideas and art to make. I could throw out concepts like, maybe Superman is smarter than Batman, fast-thinking alien and all. He just normally isn't in an intelligence test. Maybe Superman would be Jesus reincarnated. Lots of ideas and hope to evolve even more. Cheers, y'all.